Oh, good morning and welcome to today's Smart Business Strategies podcast. I am Anna Wiles, the franchise economist. I am so glad to have you here today. I cannot wait for you to meet my guest, founder and CEO, Brianna Keefe of Toastique. Brianna, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Anna. I'm excited to be here.
I just can't wait for the audience to hear about Toastique. So tell us a little bit about what Toastique is and how it came to be.
Yeah, so Toastique is a gourmet toast, juice, and coffee bar out of Washington, D.C. We opened our very first location in 2018 at the Wharf, and we really pride ourselves in the freshness and transparency of our menu. We're making all of our cold pressed juice in-house with no added sugars and sweeteners. Our gourmet toasts are topped with all ingredients made in-house, from our peanut butter, our hummus, pesto, pickled onions. Everything is super fresh and made daily. And we have an amazing coffee program as well. So it's really a nice, comfortable, healthy, fast casual cafe where you can come for something quick or dine in, brunch, over business meetings, some friends, whatever it may be. It's a place for everyone.
I absolutely love it. So how I sum it up and say that you're a healthy food cafe is how I would sum it up. And that is not available pretty much anywhere. Now, tell the how did you even dream up? Gee, I think I'll open a restaurant concept and we'll serve healthy food and we're going to call it Toastique.
Yeah, so honestly, it all kind of came about with combining all my passions. I think whether it's your own business or you're opening a franchise, it's so important to be passionate about it because it is a lot of work, but it's so much easier when you believe in it, you're excited about it. And so for me, I combined all the things that I knew I loved. I loved healthy, beautiful, fresh food. I loved the hospitality industry, talking to people, meeting people, and getting to share that with the world as well. And also the fast pace. I never pictured myself as a 9-to-5 desk job. And I wanted to go somewhere that I knew I loved, I was going to enjoy, and essentially create myself a job. And that blew up into so much more. And now I get to share that with other like-minded, passionate people. And, I did all the hard part, and we're here to help support you and your dreams and your passions. And it's so exciting bringing that across the country.
Brianna, don't you, in addition to working in hospitality, don't you have some professional experience in food as well?
No, I actually don't have any professional culinary experience. I always just enjoyed cooking for myself, and aesthetic and presentation was also important for me, and colorful. Having colorful food, because I really believe we eat with our eyes first. So when I would always make food for myself, I wanted a balance of color and using that fresh from produce, and a balance of good carbs and good fats and protein. And that's really just how I always fueled myself. So everything about Toastique is a little bit more elevated than I would make for myself, but still the same concept of simple, fresh, made from scratch, but without the cooking, which is really great.
Well, that was a perfect setup for the next question, which is, who makes a good candidate for you? Is any particular experience required, like food? And clearly, you didn't even have a professional culinary background. And wow, look at what you've achieved and accomplished. So share with the audience, who makes a good candidate for you for Toastique?
Yeah, I would say the two main things are, like I mentioned, truly being passionate about the brand. Like, is this something you really enjoy? Is this, are you living the Toastique lifestyle already, pretty much? And also having leadership experience. It doesn't matter about restaurant experience, cooking experience. It's really all about leadership. Can you build a team? Can you motivate a team? Do you know how to work with people with different personalities and playing their strengths and really build a culture within a team. That is the number one most important thing about running a Toasty, because we are a people-driven business, and culture is so important, and the experience is so important, and that all starts from leadership. And it doesn't need to be restaurant leadership. If you have any experience in any caliber of building and managing a team, that is really what we're looking for, because we can help you with everything. We're giving you all of our recipes. We have an in-house architect to design the space. We're truly giving you and supporting you in every other aspect, but the only thing we can't do is be in your store to build and manage your team. We can still guide from afar, but physically being there, that's up to the franchise owner, which is why it's so important. Because if you can build the team and we have a great product and have a great space and you're providing a great experience, then that is what makes the most successful Toasty owner.
And Brianna, I'm going to say you just described what makes any franchisee or any business owner a success. It's leadership.
Yes.
Absolutely. And just one more thing related to that is, within franchising, we all know what an awesome candidate anybody is who served in the military, right?
Yes.
Why is that? Because they have leadership skills. And it's no mistake that there's such a strong correlation between success in franchising and people who have military backgrounds. So I love the fact that you pointed out it's about the skill set. It's what you as a person bring to the table, and then you've got an amazing business model and systems for people to leverage.
Yes, exactly. And I think I think that's the great thing too, is it can be anything, like military. Even if you're on a competitive sports team, you know how to lead, you know how to work with a team.
Mm-hmm.
One of our top performers is a real estate in her previous life, and it's networking, talking to people, like building relationships, and that's really what it's all about.
Right. It's a people business. Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so tangentially to that then is, what is the role of the owner? Please explain to the audience how he or she will be spending their time, or should be spending their time, with a Toastique.
Yeah, our expectation, especially as a newer business breaking into new markets, it's so important for us to partner with owner operators that care about the brand, that want to be there, that want to be the face of the store, be in the trenches, sleeves rolled up with their team. And that's really the only way to do it that we see, is leading by example, showing them, leading them the way, setting the tone for the day. And by doing that earlier on and dedicating all of your time to the team and building the team, that sets you up for future success. You're laying the foundation, and eventually after the first year, you should be able to step back a little bit, have an amazing team that will run it, that will take care of your store even when you're not there, while you can then go on to work on the business and doing partnerships and pop-ups, being out in the community, working on the second location. But it all starts from that first store, and we really strive for perfection. And no one's going to care more than the owner. They're not going to work faster than the owner. They're not going to be more efficient. So really being in the store with them to set that example and gain their respect. It's a mutual respect, and eventually they're going to want to make you proud. And it's not that it doesn't matter if you're there or you're not there. Your team wants to make you proud and wants to do a good job, and that's going to directly affect the customer's experience.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's fantastic. And explain to the audience, Brianna, what is your labor model?
Yeah, so our labor model, can work from, in the pandemic, we actually only had 1 or 2 people on. One was me. And that's something we learned in the pandemic, is that the model is very scalable. Whatever the labor is, when our sales pretty much evaporated in the pandemic, we never closed a day. We just trimmed back labor, and we are still just as profitable in 2020 as we were in 2019. And
wow.
So you can staff with 2 people on. If you need to, I would say on average, it's between 3 to 5 people a day. But then when you have your busier days and where you gain the most efficiencies is once you hit around 3,000 a day, you really can't have more than 7 people on at a time, and that's where you gain most efficiencies. So, it's small enough that you can have a couple people work, but when it gets busy enough, you can have 2 people on each station, and they work at optimal efficiency. So, I think that's something that is really attractive because full restaurants, you need at least 5 people to operate. You have someone on register, the grill, oven, baking in the back, and so it doesn't matter the sales, you still need those 5 people on, where we can adjust our labor to the sales that we have.
Well, that helps me ask you, what makes Toastique unique or different among other fast casual franchises, of which there are zillions?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, just kind of what I was saying, is that our operations and our overhead are so limited compared to other fast casual restaurants. We don't have any cooking equipment. We don't have
cooking equipment. I want the audience to hear that. No cooking equipment. No hoods that need cleaning, right? No grills, no dispose of the fat and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. And I think it's, some people as customers walking into Toastique, they're not even going to pick up on that because we are creative in the ways that we're still making everything in-house, just without the cooking. Everything is being juiced or chopped or mixed. And I think that's something that is really attractive because you don't need to hire a cook or a chef or, everything can be taught, and you don't need any specific kitchen skills. In addition to just not having as much overhead. That is something that is really great, while still having a pretty wide variety of a menu. We're much more than a juice bar, even though we do have the juice bar items like the juice, smoothies, and bowls. Like I mentioned, are all made in-house. We're definitely, I would say, our quality of our juice bar items are a lot cleaner and no added sugars and sweeteners. So we still have that, but then we have an amazing coffee program as well. So we attract the people that are just coming in for their daily coffee and want a great cappuccino, espresso, whatever it may be. But then we also have substantial food. So we really do offer like a full service cafe menu just without the cooking. So it makes it simple, it appeals to the masses. And I think, that's just exciting and why a lot of people love Toastique.
I am one of those people. From a franchise advisor standpoint, I love that it's what I call food light. It's not, steaks and seafood, and have all the expense and inventory and storage and cooking and preparation issues. So it's like food light. It's certainly labor light. I mean, like you said, you have to have minimum of 5 with most fast casual restaurants, and they're going to be more, and they're going to be shifts and 7 days a week and long hours and all that kind of stuff, right? And then third, the cost is so much lower compared to any other fast casual concept because it doesn't have the equipment package for the kitchen.
Yes.
It's just fantastic. Those are some very unique and highly desirable benefits of the Toastique simple business model for food. That's fantastic. I love it, Brianna. And this show is called Smart Business Strategies. What is a smart business strategy that you'd like the audience to really know about when it comes to Toastique?
Yeah, I think one of our smartest business strategies is having a hands-on approach, and that's everywhere from our in-store. All of our managers are working in-store, franchise owners, owner-operators, but also on the support side as well. Like I mentioned earlier, we're really striving for perfection in everything we do. So every step of the way, being into the details, giving us much support, and we expect that of our franchise owners as well, because it really makes a difference. Being in the store, talking to your team, talking to your customers, getting to know every single one that comes in, finding out how they heard about Toastique, what they like, making sure everyone before they leave is having a good experience. And that's what makes a difference in a lot of businesses, but I think definitely in hospitality, definitely in food, because there are a lot of options. So if you can pair a great product with a personal touch every time you come in, remembering their names, remembering their orders, really just being part of the culture and getting out in the community and being part of the community is so important. And that's what's going to make us successful for many, many years to come.
Well, I completely agree. If someone wants to learn more about Toastique, Brianna, what should they do?
I think they should definitely reach out to you. I think you know very well from your experience and learning about the Toastique brand, exactly the partner we're looking for.
Oh, absolutely, I am. And thank you for that, Brianna. And thank you so much for being here, audience. This is Brianna Keefe, the founder and CEO of Toastique.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you, Brianna. And audience, thank you for being here. And be sure to come back next Wednesday at noon for another dynamite 15-minute interview on a franchise you probably never even heard of, but want to learn about. Make it a priority, set your alarm, be here at 11:59 next week. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. See you next week. Bye-bye.